The reason for the video today is the subject is my wife's car, which is this 2009 Mazda CX-9. I have Opti-Coat Pro Plus on my car, and we put Opti-Coat Pro on her car because I wanted to see what the differences were between the two coatings. I wanted to see how they react through wintertime, how they hold up over time, and all this stuff. So what happens with Opti-Coat is here in South Dakota, we get wintertime, and then on the sides of the vehicle, the hydrophobics can drop down because there is a layer of junk over the top of the coating. The great part about that though is with Opti-Coat, all you have to do is do what's called a paint decontamination wash. I live in a townhouse, don't have a shop vac or steamer or extractor or anything like that. And Sam decided to start up his own business, so props to you, Sam. And I decided to reach out to him and have him do my car since he's got all the stuff here, give him a little bit of business. He's also going to do what's called a chemical decontamination wash on the outside. She's pretty contaminated. It's got brake dust all up on the side of it and everything like that. But the great part about having a pro coating is that it will come off very, very easily. Once we get done with all of this, the coating is going to be good to go. It's going to be hydrophobic. It's going to be super easy to maintain for the rest of the year up until next winter. What Sam is doing right now is he just snow foamed the car with Optimum car wash soap, and he's just going to be pressure washing it off really fast. And then after that, we're going to go into the paint decon part of it, the chemical decontamination part of it. Now what he's going to do is he's going to take Optimum Power Clean, and he's going to take a damp O&R towel. He's going to just spray the Power Clean onto the panel, and then he's going to agitate with the damp O&R towel. We're also going to do the wheels and tires at this point in time. The dilution ratio in the Power Clean is Power Clean at 3:1. The reason for the Power Clean is there is a layer of just junk on top of the coating, like we said before. There's road grime, there's salt, there's sand, there's dirt, there's everything you can possibly imagine on top of the coating. Power Clean is an awesome degreaser slash APC. So we're just taking that and we're just trying to cut through all of that grime as much as possible. Not only that, but we're trying to get rid of all of the car wash soap residue to make sure that we're just dealing with bare coating. Now we're gonna move on to the main chemical, the main show, the thing that we're here for, which is Ferrex. And I'm gonna show you why. For you guys living in places where there is snow and sand and salt and everything like that, and you have a white or silver vehicle, you know the pain of having these little orange spots that show up after every single winter. Now, this is not the coating's fault. This is just brake dust or rail dust that accumulates on top of the paint or the coating over time. Now, as an added bonus, my wife actually works at a rail car repair company. So guess what? She's literally living right next to a rail track that there's just rail cars driving by all day, every day. So what we're going to do is we're going to spray Ferrex on. We're going to let it sit for a little bit. We're going to let it activate, and it's going to turn a sweet little purple color. And then we're going to agitate with a damp O&R towel to get rid of all those little brake dust flecks. Now, you can do a couple of different things. Sam was just asking me about this. In our case, what we did is we just hand sprayed it on, we let it dwell for a little bit, and then we're going through and we're agitating it. Or if you want to, if you're outside in direct sunlight, kind of like what we are, you can actually foam Ferrex on. So you can put it in a foam cannon, spray it on, and you'll get a little bit longer agitation time as well. But just be aware that you are going to dilute it down just a little bit, so it won't work as good, but it will still give you a really great end result. And for you guys that are mobile and you're outside and you have to deal with the sun, it's a really good option to try and get that chemical to work as long as possible. So we're going to go through, agitate everything, pressure wash it off, and then go back to MDR. Yep, Opti-Coat MDR. Put a little gloop on, and then you just spread it on there. Paint, plastic, glass especially, put it on there, let it sit for a little while. Let's talk about MDR for a second. What does MDR stand for? Mineral Deposit Remover. Woo! So what that means is, because we live in South Dakota and because they love to put salt on the roads, we're trying to, and salt is a mineral, we're trying to remove the minerals. MDR is a gel, and it's an acidic gel. So what you do is you just apply it to the paint or glass, you let it sit for a little while, as long as you want to, and we're in direct sunlight, as you can see outside, and you just let it sit. The longer that it sits, the better that's going to work. So we're going to let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes. After a couple of minutes, he's going to pull it back out, pressure wash it off, and then finish off the car with an O&R wash. And that's it. Car is deconned. Do you remember from before when we were at the back side of the car and there was those little orange flakes everywhere, the brake dust, the rail dust, right? So now, after we've gotten done with Ferrix, MDR, and all of that, I'm gonna let you see what the back end of this car looks like. No more orange spots. All that's left is just gloss. Just shine. The car is looking phenomenal. Here's a little bit of videos to show you what the car looks like now. Now just keep in mind, this car is an 09, so it's 10 years old. And for it to still look this good after 10 years, I mean, it really looks like it just rolled off the showroom floor, other than, you know, the typical scratches, dings, dents, and stuff like that. So what do you think? Tell us in the comments below, or reply, or DM, or email. Thanks guys for watching, really appreciate it. Talk to you later.